Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome to another exciting week of Technology Tuesday. I'm your host, Greg Russell, here with my good friend, Mr. Jerry Franklin Poe, speaker extraordinaire. Been traveling around the world. Can't wait to share with you guys what we got in store for you today because influencers shape our lives. Sometimes we listen to what they have because they are using and testing things before and we want to know if it is actually legit. But I found recently a way that you can find out if what they are saying is true or not, or if they're just blowing smoke. So today's episode is all about that. So we're about to dive in right now.
All right. Great. Glad to be back. We're glad to be back in the building. Technology Tuesday. We're here bringing you practical knowledge, practical solutions, so you can have a business where it's not running you, but you are actually running the business. And so often we're making choices, making decisions. Greg and I were just talking about a book that I was listening to the other day by Simon Sinek, The Infinite Game. And in the book that he talks about the fact that a lot of people are making business decisions based off of finite thinking versus infinite thinking in terms of how they see themselves, see their company. And ultimately, if you want to build a legacy, you don't want to be playing a short term game, you want to be playing a long term game. That ties into what tools you use for your business. Some people get tools for the minute, for the moment, and others are buying tools or getting tools, investing in tools, I should say, to build a sustainable business for the long term.
Yes, sir. I agree, man. I think that, as I've worked with a lot of clients and thought about my own business, there are a lot of shiny objects or directions you can go. I've been asked many times about being involved in the real estate industry, and I had my my vision set on this digital marketing game from day one, and not being swayed, even though they were very tempting opportunities available, very lucrative opportunities available. So sometimes it's just a matter of being true to yourself and staying what you know is right for you.
Yeah, man. Jim Rohn talks about that and many of his books and speeches about something that's good versus something that's good for you.
Mm.
And a lot of times people are evaluating whether the opportunity is good or not, not whether it's good for you on the journey that you're in. And he would talk about, is this thing that you're about to endeavor on, is it taking you closer to the goals you've set out for the year, for the 5 years, or is it taking you away? Because some opportunities are actually a distraction. They're a distraction from the thing that you said that you were intent on working on. So even though it might be a good opportunity, even though it could be a profitable situation, it could be distracting you from the overall thing that you wanted to accomplish in the immediate time frame.
Yep, that is so true. Yeah, man, I agree. So what else is going on in the world, Jerry? What's on your mind? What's the topic that you'd like to discuss before we dive into the heavy topic of the influencers?
Well, I mean, it's been well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but I've been bouncing back and forth. This month, it feels wild that it's the month of May
May
in
twenty
2025, the
five.
year that we're broadcasting this, that we're almost almost halfway
Halfway.
through the year already. It feels like the year just started. So there's been so much going on, so many changes, so much that we've had to move around, rearrange. But last week I went to go to check out a movie with my daughter. My daughter wanted to see Sinners. So we went out and checked that movie out. It was I didn't know what to expect. I mean, people have been talking about it, people have been raving about it, but I'm not uh I don't go to the movies as often in the theater as I used to, but um and I'm not like a horror movie dude, so I wasn't really sure, like, because people were talking about it had, it was like they didn't know if it was a horror, vampires, whatever. But I'm pleasantly surprised at how great the movie was. It was well done. Um, There's a lot. I mean, it's one of those movies that, yeah, I will probably watch it more than one time because there's a lot going on. So just every once in a while, there's a movie comes around, and you can watch it multiple times, and every time you see it, there's like something that you missed or you didn't see, or it was there but you weren't paying attention to it. So it's one of those types. There's so many different layers to it. Since this was the first time I was watching it, I was just trying to just take it in and not think too much, but just take it in. But yeah, I know like but when I go back to watch it again, it's like, oh, there's deeper aspects to it. It wasn't too gory. It wasn't one of those where it's like, yo, you jump like, it's every once in a while you're getting scared or whatever. It was like a nice balance for me, like action. I mean, it was so many different things because it was like an action movie, kind of like a vampire movie, because it wasn't just it wasn't just like vampires the whole entire time. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and it was some people try to compare it to other movies that have come before. I've seen people trying to compare it to Dusk Till Dawn and things like that. But in my mind, it's an original. It's not part of a franchise because Ryan Coogler has done the Creeds, he's done the Black Panthers, he's done other things that have been part of a movie franchise or based off of things that had already existed. Like, he didn't come up with the Black Panther comic
right,
book,
right,
and he didn't
right,
come up with Creed because Creed was part of Rocky.
right.
But in this case, I was also impressed with the deal that he was able to cut for the movie in terms of how after 25 years the intellectual property will revert back to him. So it's like
So
because you think
so
about
so let's
long term.
I don't know anything about this, and I want to and yeah, I want to know what you know about that because that's fascinating to me. I love going to the movies, and I heard all this buzz about it, and I am not usually a horror type of guy either. So because there was all this buzz, I was like, I'm gonna go because I want to see what all the buzz is about. And I went. I didn't even know it was you know vampires, right? I just went knowing it was going to be horror, um, but it wasn't scary, right? It was. I mean, it had scary moments, but it wasn't like scary. I wouldn't classify it as a scary movie.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't like Freddy Krueger, Jason,
right,
Mike Myers type stuff.
right. And so yeah, the story was very well told, and the music was really good, and it had comedy in there too. So it was a good blend of all the elements, which is why I think it's so many people are talking about it and raving about it. But tell me about this deal that he created on the business side because I don't know anything about that, and I'd love to hear.
Now I didn't memorize all the details, but one thing that stuck out to me was that he gets a certain percentage of the overall revenue from the movie when it like domestically and foreign, I believe. And I know at least foreign he gets like a certain percentage, but then like the rights to the movie after 25 years revert back to him. So eventually it'll be like his only. You know what I mean? So
Right,
which when you think about that from I mean now like 25 years ago seemed like a long time. 25 years to me today doesn't seem like a long time at my age. At the we both got you can see there's like gray on both of the screens, right? So
I'm gonna hide mine.
25 years ago I've been like, man, 25 years is a long time, man. But now it's like, oh, 25 years is a drop in the bucket. And you think about movies that we watched in the 80s, well, who owns that movie now? Like, you think about like all directors and people who put stuff out.
Right.
Who does the rights for that property revert back to? And a lot of times it's owned by the studio. The studio controls it. The studio has the rights to it. The studio gets to decide whether it's going to be on Netflix, whether it's going to be on Prime, whether it's going to be on Apple TV. The studio controls all that. So the fact that within 25 years, which isn't that long, I mean, he's not Ryan Coogler is a younger guy. He's younger than us.
Yeah, yeah.
So in that time period, he'll get to decide how the property is used. So I thought it was very interesting that the movie itself. So he built something, right? The studio financed it. The studio's going to make their money back. He's going to get a percentage of that as well. But then that thing that he built ultimately will revert back to becoming his IP, his intellectual property.
I think that's awesome. And it's interesting how, that he was able to do that. It reminds me of, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think we talked about this before. Like he's known as an action hero from all his action movies, but he actually made the most money from a movie he brokered a deal with where he was a part. He got part of the monies and the ownership, and that was um, it was the movie he did with Danny DeVito when it was Twins. It was a comedy.
Twins,
It was one,
twins.
yeah, it was one of his first comedies because he wasn't really known at that time for doing comedy, and he was like, "No, you're not going to, do this comedy. We're going to do, we're not, And so the only way he was able to get the studios to do the thing was for him to go into the deal with them and be like, if it loses money, I'm going to lose money, but if it makes money, I want a piece of it. And so because he was willing to go into it, he made more money from that movie than his action movies because he was part of the deal. So I think that's really interesting. I think that's something that when you when
So
you
Greg, let me check this out. So I
yeah.
looked it up just to like, so I'm not giving out false information. So yeah, he gets after 25 years, he'll get full ownership, right?
Hmm.
The percentage he got was from the beginning, not after the studio makes profit. So he gets a percentage of the revenue from the movie from the jump, not
Nice.
just like a lot of times they get a cut after the
After
studio
the
takes
fact,
their
yeah,
cut.
yeah.
So he gets a revenue sharing from the beginning, and he had final cut authority. So he got to decide how the movie, because like sometimes what happens is that, and for those who don't know, like you might be the director or whatever, but then you don't get to say in terms of how they like put all the scenes together.
Right.
So he had the right to decide the final version of the movie and how it was cut. So he had control, he got profit sharing from the beginning, and he gets ownership at the end.
Nice. I like that. I like that, man. I didn't realize we were going to spend so much time talking about it, but I'm glad we did. I'm glad we. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for letting me know about the deal, man. That's awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, and I recommend you guys. If you want to see a really good movie, check it out. Check it out. Um, I thought the music was good too. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And we didn't give
So
out any spoilers.
no, other than the vampires. But again,
But I think everybody knows that part.
yeah, I didn't know. I was just like, oh, I heard this is going to be a good movie. I'm going to go. So, and I went. And I typically don't look up things before I go. I don't know if you do. I don't look it up. I don't look up to see the ratings or what other people say or the plot. Um, I just when it's a movie, I just go. Cool, man. Well, listen,
Yeah.
let's talk about this. What I found, man. So every so often, a colleague, a friend, a family member will ask me, "Hey, I seen this thing. Is it legit or is it real?" And so a lot of times I will just try to help them out by doing a quick investigation. And so I'm going to share with you what this thing was, what happened, and what I really found out because it kind of blew my mind, Jerry, of how people were saying this thing is really good. So uh, this thing is. Let me see if I can find the official website. Give me 1 second to pull this up. See if we can find the official website. Yes, we have. All right, so I'm going to share the screen. Boom, boom, boom. Jerry, let me know if we are seeing the right screen. Boom,
Yep,
boom.
I see it now.
Okay.
It's some Wi-Fi thing.
Yes. So check this out. I got asked, hey, is this the real deal? This what's it called? The Roco, Ryoko. I don't know how it's pronounced. All I know is it's supposed to your world connected by Roku Wi-Fi, secure, no contracts, no roaming fees, right? 70% off. How does it work? And it says Roku automatically connects to the closest internet tower in 75 countries, right? That's what it says. However, so this is what's on their website. They used to have videos. Um, so here it is. They used to have these videos, and I'm not going to play it, but basically, it was saying like connect using a QR code, scan a QR code with your device's camera to connect to Roku, right? And this video talks about how you can connect to the internet from anywhere in the world, right? And all you have to do is connect to this device. Now, for Jerry, when I first saw the video, I was like, is that legit? Like, is it real? And I was thinking, I doubt it because I understand how we get internet on mobile devices, right? I on a gut level, I get the concept. But for them to have this video saying that you couldn't, you could, it made me question. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do what most people do. And Jerry, you tell me, when you have a product you're gonna want to review, do you typically use a product name in review or reviews?
Say that again, Greg. I can hear that quick.
I said, when you are looking for at a product to kind of get some research on, do you look at for the do you Google the product name and the term review or reviews with an S?
Sometimes I do that, but like I'll start researching it definitely. I'll start digging in.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. All right. I am going to. Oh yeah,
I'm
we're
like
good.
I'm like I'm you know I grew up on reading Rainbow. LeVar Burton's like, don't take my word for it.
Yeah, but now we have the internet, so you get most people go check out other people's reviews. So I'm gonna
That's what I'm
share
saying.
with.
Like I'm not gonna just follow the I'm not gonna just go with the first person that says it's good. Like I'm not gonna
Right.
just like I'm gonna dig in.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to sharing the screen. Let you guys see what I saw. All right. Let me know if you can hear a little bit about this. I'm gonna play just a couple of seconds, and this is kind of what when I found this device, what the reviews I was seeing.
Hi everyone, how's
Can you hear that, Jerry?
Yep, got it.
it
Cool.
going? Today I want to share something that's made a huge difference for me when it comes to staying connected, whether I'm at home, traveling, or working remotely, the Ryoko Wi-Fi. If you've ever struggled with unreliable connections or wondered why a portable Wi-Fi device could be better than just using your phone, this is for you. Before we dive in, here's an important heads up. Only buy the Ryoko Wi-Fi from the official website. There are a lot of imitations out there that don't deliver the same quality and could even put your personal data at risk. To make it
All right. Cool. So what I mean from that initial, like, and it goes on for 2 minutes, and they talk about the device, and long story short, there's this particular review, um, which is this particular one is a month old, right? And it had 26,000 reviews, and it was saying that you can connect to this device. From what you saw, do you did this throw off any red flags for you?
Not yet.
Yeah, right. It's like, it looks like a mom. She's doing a review. So then I found another one. Right, this is pretty similar.
Hope you're doing great today. I want to share something that has completely changed the way I stay connected, whether I'm at home traveling or working remotely. I'm talking about the Roku Wi-Fi. If you've ever dealt with slow or unreliable connections or wondered if a portable Wi-Fi device is really better than just using your phone, then this is for you. Before we get into it, I need to give you a quick heads up. Only buy the Roku Wi-Fi from the official website.
Right, it goes on, and it's a 2 minute promo video about this device, and they're showing how fast it is. They're showing how good it is, and they are, you know, doing the influencer thing about this particular device. And so, when I saw this, I was thinking, I still don't understand, like, why it's a big deal, because they were like, I don't know. Again, see what this says. All right, so that's not they had this video, um, and this video was going around, and it was saying how you could pay one time for the device at 70% off, right? With no contracts, no roaming fees, and all this stuff. And it seems like it would connect your device. And so that's the thing that made me say, that's weird. How could they do that? That doesn't. But there's a part of the there is a part of people that just don't understand, and they're the ones who get hooked on things like this, because when they review it, it seems like it's legit. But I kept digging, just like you, Jerry. I dug in really deep, and I found some stuff. So basically, here's what you need to do. If you want to find out if something's legit or not, there's one word that you need to add when you search, that will let you know what other people are actually having challenge with, if they are having any challenges at all. And that word is complaints, right? So you do the keyword, whatever it is, the thing, and complaints. And so if we look up here, I'll share my screen again. If we look it up in complaints, Sharon, good, right? So what's crazy is this first one was like reviews. Trustpilot said it's a 4.2 out of 5, and there's 11,000 people, right? Now, that seems to be like, hey, it looks like most people are satisfied with this thing. But then if you dig deeper, right, and I came across another video, that I'm gonna say in a sec. But this people sharing their experiences here, and then I came across this first video. This is the one I want to share with you guys, right? And this one is he's saying, is it misleading or just a scam? Now remember, the word that I searched for was complaints. So if you want to find out if something is has issues, don't use reviews, because you'll find influencers who's going to tell you it's good whether it's good or not, because they're getting paid to promote those products. However, complaints, if people are complaining, they will typically share their complaints, and you can find those complaints to see what people are really complaining about. So the keyword that you want to search for is complaints. So I found this video, Jerry, and this video is 14 minutes. And this video is 4 years ago. I love it, right? 1.1 million views, and he broke it down. I mean, he went in there. He talked about the commercial. He was showing, like, this was the commercial they were talking about with the contracts, and he was showing that original commercial was hilarious because they said these are the developers, and they had these two guys who were the developers, and how they were selling all of these things, and you could get it at this very low discounted price. Right, and so he was showing the website, and he was showing them outside, showing them all the things. He was breaking it down on what this thing said. Right, this one is talking about over 134 countries. Let me get this a little bigger. Right, over 100. This is the high-speed portable Wi-Fi router. This Japanese invention lets you have internet connection where you are in over 134 companies with unlimited internet. That was the thing. And so he broke it down, and he basically was like, yo, it's a scam, because you have to connect it to their Wi-Fi service that you pay monthly for. But that is not what the ad in the video said. The video was like, you pay once and you have it. And he broke it down, and he started showing their ads. He just broke this thing down to their ads. And all the stuff that it was showing. And then he went and showed how you had to do, you had to buy their plans, which was a monthly plan. So basically, long story short, you're just buying a cellular service. And then they broke it down to, in all the other places that they took it, and it wasn't giving the speeds, or it wasn't working in so many places. And so he broke it down and just made it very clear that this is not what it appears to be. And so I thought that was awesome. I thought it was like, yo, this is, so awesome. But what kills me is there's so many influencers out there who are telling you this is legit when it's absolutely not. So he broke the myth. But what happened is they were doing this video promo, and it had this big promotion thing that they were doing. And a lot of people got sucked into it. And so the people that asked me about it, they had got his ad on their phone, and when they got the ad, they had the very compelling video that he just broke down in this one. And it was like, that's what started the thing, is, hey, is this legit? And if they didn't ask me, because not everyone has access to someone who kind of understands the technology like this, if they looked up the reviews, it would have seemed like it was a really good deal. But the reality was it was not. So again, this one was 4 years ago. But then the ad started up again, right? Recently, in the last, this year, the ad started up again. And so he said the Roku scam is back and worse. And he goes for another 28 minutes talking about it. This is 3 months ago, right? And he's talking about how it's not better, it's even worse. And now the ads are still going in and sharing about this limited time offer, 70% off in 112 countries, no hidden charges, but you have to subscribe to their plan, which is not really good. Anyway, my point is, if if you're not sure about some of this technology, you want to ask someone. But when you're searching to review stuff, don't use reviews, because most people are most influencers are hooking up their keywords to reviews so they can find their videos and see and share with you their opinion, even if their opinion is biased, because they're getting paid to promote a product, whether that product is good or not. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys about this, how to find influencers that may not be telling the truth. You got to look for the complaints. Make sure you don't just start to review something on surface. You got to dig deep, go a little further. Make sure you use words like complaints and see if there's anybody who are complaining about it. And at the end of the day, Jerry, most products and services should have some complaints, because sometimes if you see no complaints or no negative reviews, that's a red flag too. Because most of the time, you can't please everyone all the time. You should have at least somebody who's not happy for whatever reason, whether no matter what. It's usually just a way real business is. Um, but this is just what I found was just like, yo, these guys, these influencers out here, they trying to make a buck. So they're like, hey, this is good. They obviously aren't using it, because if they if they tried to use it, they would see it's not good. So that's what I wanted to share about these influencers. I want you guys to be aware of what's going out there and how to look for real things, look for legit products and service. Use the word complaints in your search so that you can find what people are having issues with, if anything at all. Your thoughts on that one, sir?
Nah, man, it's good. I mean, the technique, I should say the strategy is helpful for those who aren't necessarily thinking about it, because most people are thinking about reviews. They think review, but the idea is that some people are paying for reviews, so you can pay for people to talk about your product in a positive light, and actually, we all get the surveys like, hey, if you take this survey, you can win a chance to get a gift card or such and such, or get this survey, and like, some good's gonna happen to you if you win a chance at this and win a chance at that if you give us a good survey or whatever. So yeah, the idea of using complaints rather than reviews, and also understanding that sometimes with technology or whatever it might be, some things could sound too good. Like the idea of getting like free unlimited internet all over the world is like, man, that sounds like Star Trek. You know what I mean? That's not, I don't know if we got into that level yet. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just got Wi-Fi anywhere you go. You know what I mean? Yeah, that'd be a major leap forward.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and if that did exist, there probably would be more people talking about it.
yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's funny to look at it like, yo, he said it's coming back again, and it's like he broke it down 4 years ago and then brought it back. I didn't even click on the order
Well, if you
button,
just
but
gotta give it enough time, like you guys gotta give something enough time, people forget about it. Like you give it enough time. If you sit on something and you go dormant for a while, it's a whole new market that they
yeah,
didn't even know
yeah.
about it. So,
You there you go. Look, this is crazy. 70% off discount has been applied. Free 500 megabytes of global data. Right, you can buy 4 of them. This is ridiculous. Uh, anyway, hope I enjoyed sharing that. I hope you guys will be careful about stuff like that. And that's
yeah,
what we got
Greg
for
out
you.
here You out here myth busting. You're a myth buster now.
another segment to the show, the myth busting, huh? Yep.
Yeah, you out here myth busting up somebody's deal. I mean, what it's interesting for people is like just because someone says something is good doesn't really mean it's good. Like a lot of the stuff that people are getting, like there was I forget, I think it was a documentary or something I watched, and it was like how to become an influencer, and like people were like getting free products, and all they had to do was get their likes and their and they bought they bought they bought comments, and then they bought um likes on Instagram or something,
Yep.
and that got them to a certain level, and then people just starts giving them product for free. It was this TV show. It was like a reality TV show. They were like, "Can we create like 5 influencers in, like 2 weeks or something?" And people are just sending them products for free to review. But the reality is, a lot of times people haven't used the product long enough for it to even break.
Hmm.
Like they only got it for a short period of time. They don't even have it long enough to know if there's any glitches or if it's gonna, um, have long lasting effects. So that's
Yes,
a
sir.
good little share there, Greg.
Yep. So just because you can buy likes and followers and friends don't mean you should. Usually it doesn't work out well. But yeah,
Well, eventually it's gonna the real traffic versus artificial traffic, it's gonna work itself out in the end.
yep, yep. Listen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We had a great show, and looking forward to sharing with you some more myth busting and things we got in store for you guys next week. Make sure you tune in, join the group at technologytuesday.com. Until next week, have a great weekend. Be safe, and Jerry and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.